Hello, welcome to our ab series. Today we are going to use the ball. So if you have a Pilates ball, go on ahead and grab that real quick. But if you don't have a ball, you could use a pillow or you don't use anything and you'll be just fine. You'll have a great workout, I promise. But go on ahead and get ready. We are going to go into a low plank for 30 seconds to get started with our workout. If you are familiar with this little ab series I have going on here, we are going to be rocking business as usual today. So let's go on ahead and get down into that low plank. We are going to stretch those little feetsies first, and then we'll hold here for 30 seconds. And at the end of that 30 seconds, we are going to go directly into a high plank. So let's go on ahead and drop down and hold here. Pay attention to your breath. Pay attention to your body. Make sure your shoulders are not currently in your ears. And if they are, find a little bit of space. Take a breath at your own pace. We could do a communal breath here. One moment. Let's big breath in and out. And in just a second, we'll come up to that high plank. Don't drop on the ground. We're going to go for one more minute in that high plank. We'll come up, plant those palms down, and we're going to tap those feet in and out. Here we go, alternating left in and out and right in and out and left in and out and right in and out. And then in just a moment, you'll plant the feet wide at the end of this 30 seconds. And the wide feet will give you just a little bit more stability. And we're going to go into some shoulder taps. So we'll bring our right hand across our body to touch our left shoulder and left hand across to touch the right, alternating, so forth. So here we go. We're going to plant those feet and we're going to start tapping the shoulders, and do your best to not be wobbling all over the place. Kind of let it be almost like a one-handed push-up where you're coming across and tapping at the same time. There's going to be a little bit of movement, but let's just do our best. We are almost out of this, and in just a second, we're going to come to a down dog together. If you would like to do another stretch, by all means, go for it, but we're going to go into a down dog. Make sure you don't plop on the ground. Let's stretch with integrity. Here we go. Find that down dog. Find that breath at your own pace. And in just a second, we'll find a little child's pose, maybe an up dog, whatever you're feeling. And we'll come onto our backs. We're going to go into some bridges. And from here, we'll use that ball. So if you have a pillow, a ball, or nothing, it does not matter. But if you are using a pillow or a ball, you'll plant it in between your knees. This will give you a little bit more activation in those inner thighs. And we'll find that bridging position on our back with our feet planted. Find your breath, and we'll find our first lift and lower together in just a second. And we will take one up. Here we go. And back down. And we're up for two. And back down. And we're up for three. And down. And up for four. And we're going to meet at the top on 5 here. And we're going to pulse our knees in, pulse the butt cheeks up, bring it all up and in, up and in, up and in. And we'll bring it back down. And we'll take just a little breath. If you're using a ball, keep it in place. Take a little breathe. And then we're going to go back into 5 more. So we'll go ahead and find that lift and lower. Here we go. And we're going to lift up for 1. And back down. And we're up for 2. And back down. And we're up for 3. And down. And up for 4, and back down. And at the top here, we're going to pulse in and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and bring it back down. We'll take a little stretch, a little breath, whatever you want to do, knees to chest. But now we're going to go into a minute and 40 seconds of some concentrated ab movement. I'll give you a little demo here, but we'll bring our hands up in the air if you would like that additional upwards reach, and we will do 20 seconds of those feet in and out, and then we'll extend one leg in the air, keep the other bent, and we'll bring our opposing elbow to the bent knee. So I'm going to give you the little demonstration here, but we'll do in and outs with the leg extended, bring that leg back down. We'll do 20 more seconds of in and outs, and then we'll do the other leg so that way we can even out. And we'll go back into 20 more seconds of in and outs. And then we're going to do some bird dogs. But anywho, Nonetheless, in just a moment, I'm going to get that timer started and we're going to get into this movement. So find your breath, give her a little stretch because we are going to be here nonstop. And I encourage you, even if you have to slow down for a second, just stay with me and stay in this motion. So here we go. We got those feet going in and out. We have that spine planted properly. We don't have our elbows, not our elbows, we don't have our shoulders in our ears. We have our breath. We have those hands reached. And in just a second, we'll bring our hands behind our head, kind of like a little pillow, and we will extend one leg up into the air, keep the other bent, right leg up, left leg bent. We're taking that right arm, the elbow, and hitting that knee. So we're crunching across the body. And if you shot your left leg in the air with your right leg bent, that is a-okay. Just make sure you have the proper form going on and that you even it out on the other side afterwards. So in just a second, we'll go back into those in and outs. Here we go. We're in and out for 20 seconds here. And just keep on breathing. Make sure that you're not, clenching your jaw. If you want to, shout that you've got this, because you do, you got this, you're so badass, you're almost done. I mean, we're like over halfway through. So in just a second, we're going to stick that leg up, keep the other bent, and we're going to come across the body. We are crunching, we're crunching, we're crunching. And once again, if you are slower, if you're faster, whatever you're doing, you are just staying in motion. Stay an object in motion. Do not stop. And in just a second, you can bring that leg back down so that way we can go into those in and outs. Here we go, hands to the sky. We are in and out for about 15 more seconds here. You're almost done. And then we will take a little breath before we go into our bird dogs. So just a second. We are moving, we're moving, we're moving, we're moving. And we'll plant those feet down. And if you're outside, just use this as a time to look up at the sky. That's what I was doing. And just be, so grateful to be here. That might sound cheesy, but after doing some movement like that, I mean, you just got to appreciate your body because, yeah, I mean, it's fully consensual. Like, it's my idea. I even came up with the workout and everything. So we'll take a little forward fold and then we will flip over. We'll find a tabletop. We'll stack our wrists with our shoulders and we will stack our knees with our hips to find that tabletop position. And if you have a ball, feel free to grab it. If you're using a pillow, please don't use the pillow because I don't know if that would work or not and I don't want you to hurt yourself. So anywho, if you're using the ball, which is what I'm going to do, so I'll demonstrate with you. And if you're not using a ball or a pillow, just stick your hand on the floor and don't stick it on the ball. But we'll do those bird dogs with the ball. So you'll bring your left arm out and your right leg back. And then if you do the other side, you'll bring your right arm out and your left leg back. I think that's actually what I just said. But anyhow, I think you get the idea. It's kind of like opposing sides. So we'll do 5 and 5 and we'll pulse for 5 on 5. So here we go. I'm getting my stability and we're going to bring everything in and extend long to find 1. And we're going to bring it back in and find 2. And in and stretch everything in opposite directions as far as you can. Bring it back in and go for 4. And back in. And this time we're going to pulse for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll bring it back in. And if you have that ball, go on ahead and switch hands. Otherwise, just go on ahead and plant your other hand on the ground and we're going to get into it. And we're going to extend out for 1. And we will bring everything back in and out for 2. And in and out for 3. And back in and out for 4. And then we will bring everything back in. And we will pulse for 5 on our out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And bring it back in. Take a little beat. We are almost done. The last set of exercise we have right now is going to be our planking. Whoop, whoop. It's the same plank that we did at the beginning. We're going to do a 30-second low hold followed by a minute high plank that has a little bit of movement involved in there. But you've got this. No need to fret. You're not fretting. I know you're not. You are very well. You're well aware that you have this entirely. So take a sip of air, take a sip of water, whatever it is that you need. Anywho, we're going to find ourselves down on our forearms here. dropping low, JK. Actually, we're going to hit a little cat-cow. The cat-cow actually is so divine right before that plank because we are going to be down in those shoulders, and this just really opens up that back. So, excuse me, but now we're going to drop into that low hold plank. We're going to extend those feet back, and we're going to drop down, and we're holding for 30 seconds. And at the 30-second hold at the end here, we're going to come up on our hands and do those in and out toe taps, just like we were doing before. And then we will also do our shoulder taps. So just make sure you're breathing here. I know I'm yapping. So sorry. Actually, maybe I feel like it passes time, personally. Anywho. In just a second, we'll come up on those hands and we will go into those toe taps. Here we go. Right foot out and in, left foot out and in, and go at whatever pace works for you. Sometimes if I have a good song going, I kind of like get into the beat of the song and I'm just like doom to doom to doom to doom to doom to doom to doom. But then sometimes if there's a slower song going, like I don't have a beat to meet, so I just go at, I guess, the level of energy I have, which is sometimes less. Sometimes less. So anywho, in just a second, we'll plant those feet wide. That'll give you the stability that will help get you through these shoulder taps. And then we'll start tapping opposite hand to opposite shoulder. We're coming across the body, kind of use this like a little mini push-up with a shoulder tap involved to prove that you took the other hand off the ground and made the stability challenge happen. But anywho, we are almost done with our workout. You're so strong. Make sure you're breathing and you've got this. We literally have like a couple seconds left and you can do anything for a couple seconds. And then we'll come to that down dog. Here we go. Find your breath. And from here, I encourage you to find whatever stretch comes to mind, whether that be a child's pose or an up dog, or maybe you want to flip on over and go into a little back bend. Sometimes when I work my abs, a back bend just hits. But anywho, that's all. I hope you enjoyed this workout. I enjoyed doing this workout with you, and I enjoyed, this little conversation that we had here together. It was more of a, guided conversation, but regardless, I loved it. I hope you loved it. And if you did, please let me know by liking this video. I really appreciate the validation. It's like a direct, source of validation for me. And if you like my vibes, then subscribe, and then you can be a part of the conversation regularly. Anywho, have a great day. Bye.